There has been a knife attack on a property in Hart Street. There are reports of it involving children, and I can now confirm that some of the patients have been taken to Alder Children's Hospital, so that would suggest that those reports have indeed been accurate. Merseyside Ambulance Service says, or North West Regional Ambulance Service, I should say, says it has treated 8 people, and again we'll let them give us updates to that. They say that a number of victims have been taken to Alder Children's Hospital, which is a little distance from Southport, probably about 5 miles from Southport, I would say, perhaps a little more, and there is a major trauma unit not far from Southport as well, where if adults have been injured, they may be taken to as well. But we'll see. A statement, we'll get the latest from our reporter, Liam Gotting, in just a second. But I've got a statement here from Merseyside Police and Crime Commissioner Emily Sporrell. She says she's deeply shocked, like everyone else, concerned about the incident in Southport. An arrest has been made. There is no wider risk to the public, but there are clearly very serious injuries involved here, including children. I would urge people, she says, to be careful about what they share online and not to speculate about this incident. Official updates will follow shortly. There has been a police statement earlier on, but why don't we go to Liam Gotting, LBC's reporter, who's joining us from Hart Street, where police were called to that property just before midday today. Liam, the information is fairly slow coming out for pretty obvious reasons, I think. This is a very serious incident.
Yeah, absolutely, Sheila, and also quite rightly, Merseyside Police have cordoned off a lot of Hart Street, where I am now, quite far down the road, so it is quite difficult to see from my vantage point exactly what is going on up the road, around about 200 metres, I'd say, from where I'm stood. But what I can tell you is that it is a sea of blue flashing lights all along the road, outside the cordon as well. There's officers now, about 6 or 7 officers here just walking past me as I speak. They're just entering the cordon, but I can count probably about 9 or 10 different police cars, a couple of ambulances as well, and they're parked all the way down the street, inside and out. Inside the cordon, I can see groups of residents that are stood outside of their homes, onlooking, trying to get a view of what's going on here as well. There's certainly concern, Sheila, from local residents inside the cordon all the way along. I can see groups of families, stood out, looking down the street, trying to catch a glimpse of what's going on. I can see heads in hands, hands in front of faces as well. Clearly a lot of concern here on this residential street here on Hart Street. In terms of what we know from the authorities, Merseyside Police, a statement from them says that they can confirm that emergency services are in Southport following a major incident. They say that around 10 to 12 in the morning they were called to a property here on Hart Street to report of a stabbing. They say a number of reported casualties, and they say there will be more details when possible, but they say armed police have detained a male and seized a knife. Meanwhile, the North West Ambulance Service say they have treated 8 patients with stab injuries who have been taken to Alder Children's Hospital, Aintree University Hospital and Southport and Thornby Hospital. Now, none of the victims so far have been confirmed to be children, but given that statement from North West Ambulance Service saying that some of the casualties have been taken to Alder Children's Hospital, I think there's a chance we could expect the worst in terms of the reported victims of this stabbing. But I say a lot of concern right now up and down this street, a very residential area, very family populated. I'm sure it's something that they will have never seen something like this before.
Thank you very much, Liam. And just to reiterate, we have had confirmation from North West Ambulance Service that some of the casualties have been taken to Alder Children's Hospital. That speaks for itself, and the hospital itself has declared a major incident. So this is getting very serious indeed. It was serious right from the start, but I think we should be bracing ourselves for this one. It isn't confirmed yet, as yet, the numbers of casualties, but it looks as though all officers across the force have been told to remain on duty.